Oi oi, how we doing? Allstar Garage, episode 10. That's 10 episodes we've done in just under a month, like 4 weeks-ish. That's not bad going for a bloke that didn't really know how to use computers and stuff. I'd never even heard of a MacBook, let alone touch one. But I had to go and buy one to do the editing doodads because the prehistoric coal-powered computer thing I've got in the office apparently wasn't man enough for the job. Anyway, haven't slept much in the last 4 weeks. Usually sat up at 2 in the morning in bed with my AirPods in, stringing bits together and laughing at Wayne's jokes and waking the missus up. So that's great. Where are we in the world? It's Wednesday the 24th, Wednesday night. Last week we filmed getting this one ready, which went to Milton on Saturday. That video dropped on the channel on Monday. And then Monday afternoon, Monday night, we filmed a bit on the P4. And I stayed up really late and edited all that, chucked it all together and got that out for Tuesday night as well. So we had back to back. That wasn't meant to be like that. That was just doing the pedals on that P4. I filmed quite a bit, and then when I started piecing it together, it was getting on for half an hour's worth of episodes. So I don't want to just go, oh, we've done the brakes and we've done this and we've done that and not actually show you stuff. So if it ends up being half an hour of something, I'd rather just put that as its own episode. Anyway, what have we done since you last saw that? We've got the Pinkwell final jag down off the mezzanine floor this morning. Got that down, put it on the ramp. The 2-litre engine that's been on the bench in the last 5 or 6 episodes, that's going in. I've come down tonight to paint the P4 because that's getting sign written next week. That was going to be tomorrow night's job, but now my missus has got some stuff on, so we've swapped. And I've come down tonight, get that painted, because then it can sort of half dry overnight and then I can jump in it and move it tomorrow. If I paint it during the day and then a lorry turns up or a delivery or I've got to move the forklift, then obviously I'm working from the workshop as well with Allstar Hydraulics, so it's just easy to paint things late, leave it overnight, and you can chuck it outside if it's sunny tomorrow or whatever, and it's just easy to manoeuvre. So I'm going to do maximum prep on that. No, just a petrol soaked rag and maybe the airline. That'd be great. And crack on with the pink one. That is what you're going to see in this episode. Back in town with the Series 2 Jag. Kind of touching already.
Hang on, I could go back a little bit more. Which fingers?
Yeah, that's nice. Okay, mine out the way for 7 seconds. Hang on.
Getting the sledge in it.
No, that's fine. That's yeah. Here we go. Here's my favourite tool.
Ideally.
Coming in hot. That's in.
And the holes line up.
That's the way I made it.
What, you put it in with a sledgehammer?
Yeah.
I'll get rid of the jack now.
Yeah, she's definitely over. But we might be able to just undo them cradle bolts.
What? Side ones?
The ones that go through the side where I've made the cradle. Because they were a bit loose. I've had to tighten them up anyway.
Yeah.
Obviously where it's hit the car, well, fine, it's slackened it.
Yeah, it's punched it all back.
So I could probably loosen them off and just put a lever bar in there from underneath.
Yeah.
Because I can do them up from underneath. Oh no, I could with no engine in it.
Do you want to put the bolts in, lift it up and see where we're at?
I'm just thinking if everything's loose, if you put 2 engine mount bolts either side in loose,
Yeah.
and put 2 cradle bolts either side, undo them so they're loose, you might be able to put a lever bar on that gear stick
Twist the whole lot.
and just twist it.
As long as the
What we're getting at is that front corner's punched back from well final, so as the front beam starts to twist back like that, obviously the engine and box goes with it, so the gear stick comes over. So you end up with the gear stick right over by your seat. Ideally you want it in the middle of the tunnel, but at the minute it's towards my seat. Not a lot, but a little bit. So as we start crashing again at the weekend, it's only going to go more. So if we can just loosen everything off and try and straighten it back up again, although the beam's still a little bit back. Moral of the story is, if I didn't go crashing in it at World Final,
you'd have nothing to do now?
I'd have nothing to repair and it'd be easy. The water tank issue I've sorted as well. There was a bit of a gap, so we've been loosening the bolts off. You have to have, the new rule is you've got to have a 30mm gap between the bottom of the water tank and the top of the chassis rail. And we had 20-ish. So we've undone the bolts and just sort of like levered the water tank up and put a couple of little packers in there to push it up. And then we've done it back up, sent some pictures to the scrutineer and he's happy. So hopefully we haven't got to take it out of the track and start trying to cut the bottom of it off in the pits. Because I think because it's obviously one of the rules, if you don't or you can't rectify it, I think you get a 12-month ban. Which we don't want. You wouldn't have much to see on the channel if we got banned, so we'll try and not do that. Squiz, we're going to have loads of purists moaning at us now because they don't realise it's got the 00 Red Cam Ford engine in it. They're going to be, oh no, you've got to have a 4.2 in a Series Jag. I do agree.
Yeah, so do I.
You have got to have a 4.2 in a Series Jag, but I didn't have one, and I didn't have the money for one, for the manual setup and the guards and everything else. And at the time, we had one of them, so that's the way we went with it. I'd love a 4.2, a good reliable one that doesn't do a head gasket every week.
And the crankshaft seals aren't made out of string.
4.2 manuals are cool. Very cool. Right, they're loosey goose. If you go uppy up,
I will once put my leg back under. Need to put a top arm bolt back in.
yeah, that come out when I pulled it, or tried to pull it. But there weren't much thread on there, and I stupidly just put the hook on there because it was back. I tried to wang it forward, so now that's come forwards, and that needs to come back to meet it. So I'll probably have to undo that, stand that back up, and bolt it back in. Also got a bent shocker there and all, where that arm's gone back. Don't stop. It's because you stopped. Try again.
How high are we going?
Go a bit more. Next one on this side. I do. Now come down. Oh, I hate this ramp. That's it. It's a bit flexy.
Oh, your back leg.
I think it does. I think it does lots of yoga because it's like flexible. You know.
She spreads her legs.
It spreads something when you lift it up.
Good old girl.
She's got more spread than a tub of margarine. Okay, so if we... I spent there and always punched all that right back. Just pinched it right in. What I should have done is welded a bit of 6mm up there and it wouldn't have bent the thing in, would it? I'm going to bring you in. I'll show you what we're talking about. As you can see, it's got big kinks in. It's not great, but obviously what that means is it's punched this. That tyre's knackered and all. Another one. Great. Get my step ladder out because I'm never near my rail ladder. Again. Okay.
Ramp don't half wobble when you do that.
Yeah. I just try not to think about it.
That's the engine in the cradle. Is that the cradle? Is that the mount's moving? Go on. That's the cradle. Go on, do it again.
Bit of everything, isn't it?
And again?
Well, I don't really like doing it, to be honest.
No, I didn't like you doing it either. Why are we only moving this side?
Because that side probably can't come back because of the hole.
Yeah, I suppose.
Right, I've got there. Oh yeah, okay. Little twist, that's fine. Twisting it nice. Ratchet strap scenario. Engineering. That's epic. Let's race 2 cars in one weekend, because that's a really good idea. Nope, definitely not. There you go. Looks a little bit different than it did an hour ago, doesn't it? Proper lipstick on a pig. Good from a distance, not very good close up. Do you know what I mean? Put some silver in the blue there, just for the metallic, you know, make it look a little bit more down with the kids. Nope, just couldn't be bothered to clean the gun out. Anyway, it's like 1 minute past midnight, actually Thursday now, so I'm gonna go home and wash this overspray off and go to bed. Good morning, it is now Friday the 26th of April. We didn't film anything yesterday because something right there turned up and we've been doing a bit with that, but that's a surprise. So you'll find out about that next time. However, obviously you've just seen us paint the P4 until the early hours. Doesn't actually look too bad, you know, from here, from 20 foot away. The Jag still needs a few bits doing. We've got a few bits around it, like here where it's split, that just need a little bit of plate, just putting over a bit of tin, just to stop that splitting more. You catch a car and end up ripping half the side off, you know, it's not practical. It needs to be put on the lorry and pull this chassis rail that way because that's gone over and that's splaying the wrong way. Obviously the engine's in now. I haven't put the prop shaft and the exhaust on yet because I probably will turn it around and change that axle for the locker. Just if you're going and having a bit of a crash on shale and you get stuck in a pile up, it's nice to be able to reverse off and have both wheels spinning at the same time. Got more chance of getting out and getting out of the way. Or getting twice the grip to push. So yeah, so we've still got to change that axle. I'll probably put it on the lorry later if I get time, pull that, and then it can go back on the ramp the other way round. Got quite a bit of work to get done today as well, some orders and stuff going out. So I just thought I'd do a quick video with my morning brew. Cheers. That was hot, that's just melted my lips off. But I thought I'd just tell you a little bit more about this pink Jag, why it's pink, what it's all about. You've probably already noticed in the last few videos the bonnet up on the wall, which is the matching colour and has a picture of my mum on it. But yeah, the story behind that is obviously last year we done all the points all year, qualified for the World Final. As that sort of season is coming to an end and we're getting ready for World Final, we were away on holiday in Weymouth, me, my missus Nick and the kids. And my mum's birthday was at the end of August. So we FaceTimed her, had a chat, talked normal stuff, talked about going on holiday with them next year, or be this year now. And then a couple of days later, I get a phone call that she had fallen ill badly, had to go to hospital, been rushed in, couldn't breathe. And she had COPD, had for a little while, a few years. She'd grown up as a kid. That was back in years when everyone used to smoke inside and in pubs, and a different time, wasn't it? And that was, everyone smoked back then, and so did she, and that took its toll. So Mum had it for a while. She just coughed and wheezed, and we just took the mickey out of her a bit. And she just got on with it. That was Mum. She was always going to be there. She was going to be there another 10, 15 years. She was going to watch the grandkids grow up, and never thought once for a minute that she wouldn't. But we got this call. She'd gone into hospital, so we'd come back from holiday by that point, rushed to go and see her. And she was in intensive care with the tubes and everything in and out and whatever. And the doctor sat down after about a week and said that everything they'd tried wasn't working, and that she wasn't going to make it. So that was tough. I was always going to take the Series 2, but the colour and the extra detail and the extra level we went to was sort of spurred on a little bit by Mum going. So it was a tribute to her. And she'd always pushed me with my race. I got on with my mum so well, like unconditional love with my mum. And she'd always ask me how I got on at racing. She'd always message. This time last year, we messed about a little bit and done some silly videos for the lead up to this weekender meeting. And my mum loved it. She'd always voice clip me and send me WhatsApp messages and stuff, laughing about it and telling me that she'd told her mates and shown her mates this. She always used to say to me, "Pete, you're such an idiot." Well, she used to say, "You're such actually." And that I should have my own TV show, but I suppose this is as close as we can get, right? But anyway, so that was the story behind that. We literally had Mum's funeral 2 days before World Final, so that was a lot of weight on my shoulders back then, and I did struggle. I've had a few wobbles and stuff. Some days, majority of the time's a good day. Some days I have bad days. Same as my dad and my sister. We're all in it together. My dad, bless him, obviously his world's turned upside down. So, yeah, it's hit us all hard. It has hit us all hard. But the car can't sit on the shelf forever. Obviously, we weren't filming the channel back when we built it, so I can't show you the amount of detail that we went into it and what it looked like when it was done, and I mean like finished, done. Obviously, there's pictures about on the internet and stuff that you can find, but if you haven't followed us racing last year or on Facebook or something, you might not have seen it. However, I did take lots of photos, so I will now show you the photos of the build process of this, and then a little walk around video that I took from when it was very first done, and it was parked in the field just over there. So that was it, and that was the story behind it. It's a very, very, very sentimental car, this Series 2. But it can't sit up on the shelf forever, and it's not the sort of thing that you can take home and put on the shelf, although I do have a model of it. So everything has to go, doesn't it, at some point? And now is the turn for the Series 2. Right, I've got to pull the pink one. That sounds weird. But anyway, I'm running out of space, and I've still got this old jalopy on the lorry, which we keep moving about all over the place, which we've got to strip and nab a Jag into. I don't want to throw it away yet because it's a bin, so it needs filling up. We just haven't had time. So if I've got to move it out, what I do temporarily is just stick it over here on the skip, but it can't live on the skip because what you can't see is just behind you, up on the hill a ways over there, is Rob Browning's house. Now, Rob Browning does not like looking out of his kitchen window and seeing the old Jag on the skip, and he comes down here and he calls me words that rhyme with hunt or stunt that I can't reciprocate and tell you on the YouTubes. But you can imagine the situation there unfolding when he's opening his morning curtains and going, Pete, you are a massive... You know what I mean? Yep. Anyway, wooden pallet works really well as a ladder, and the lorry ramps here work really well as a little bridge so the Jag doesn't get lost in the skip. Make things a little bit easier. Yeah. Venga boys.
I'm standing there. Hold on.
These are crap anyway. Everyone always cuts them off, don't they?
Yeah. We are going.
It's going the right way.
Good. Go on.
I think they ain't far away.
Cranky.
That's rot anyway.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, but that was...
everyone cuts them off. They come off on a Jag 4.2. That's what goes through the sump. I only left it on there because it didn't have a 4.2 in it. But the chassis rail's now straight, and that one's straight. So I think we are.
I think that could go a little bit more.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, because this one...
I think we're spitting feathers a little bit.
I reckon a tad more.
That's...
Oh, no, saying that. Well,
that'd be alright. Not being funny, mate. After the first race, if it splays open again, then you pull it even further, don't you?
pull and pull.
Pull one off. We're going to bite the bullet and just change the axle. But with these series Jags, the axle sits in like a subframe thing on the back, like in a cage. So we just cut the bits of strip either side to hold it in there. So I've got to cut that out and then get the other one and clean it up and then put that one back up in and weld that one in. So just going to cut this out. Time lapse Iano. See you in a minute. Hey, where's the old 9 inches of doom?
No.
What? What?
9 inches of doom.
You're scared of my 9 inches.
Who put 16 mils in? Are you joking?
Ah, possibly because it's got a weird wang thread. It's old money, isn't it? Here comes 9 inches. Oh, actually, we're down to about 6.
You didn't lube these up before you put them in?
What?
These back arms.
The what?
Back arms.
Probably not.
No, the rubbers have seized to the...
That's not bad, they've only been in there 6 months. I've got a question.
I don't know if I've got an answer.
You might, I reckon you will have.
What?
Would you rather, right? Would you rather unwind a spring with the winder tool of doom?
Yeah.
Or would you rather cut something in a wheel arch with a 9-inch grinder?
I'd rather use the spinny of doom.
You really don't like 9 inches, do you?
It's because I've lost thumbs before. They bitey. They don't slip, they bite. Paddy thought the big petrol ones are better. Those things are just death. I need a hammer. Big hammer.
Where's the big lever bar of wisdom?
Down there, but all it's doing is splitting the rubber. Oh, he's had a
Quite
tidy.
common on these, ain't the end of the world.
You done it? Hot. Under the ram.
Hey?
This is going to be old money size, isn't it?
It will be on money, yeah. I should have done that better, shouldn't I?
What?
Well, if I'd thought about it.
Should have done what?
That's what I'm thinking out loud. I was just thinking if I'd thought about it, I'd have done the two prop flanges the same. On the roller and the series, and it would have been interchangeable because the logic's the same and they're the same length, just one's PTO shaft and one's Land Rover shaft.
I started.
I think I put that away. He's going for a walk.
I would if I could. It's gone.
Screw, why don't you tell the people what you've just done there before we remember to turn the camera on?
Levering axles with legs underneath crowbars. Crowbar slip goes through knee. Lovely. Whoa. Yeah, longness. Right.
Yeah, land on your face.
Yeah, don't do that. Just leave the tyres there for a minute.
No, we're well all right this side.
We're not. We're over on this side.
No, I don't mean that. I mean,
Nut-wise.
because the holes ain't in the same place, that's why. They might be spaced apart the same.
Yeah, we're nearly there. Alright, hold on.
Should have done that captive upstairs, shouldn't I?
I have cut the hole so I can get my hands in though.
What we're doing here is you can, with these cages, you can bolt through into the floor to stop them falling out. Because originally I only have rubber bushes here, which we weld up. But there's a 24mm bolt either side that goes through. On the other axle and this axle, it was 21 inches between the two bolt holes, but they're just slightly off centre. So the bolts line up, it just is pushing the axle one way. So we're just going to have to elongate that hole a little bit to be able to centralise the axle. like on the forwardsy backwardsy, can't be far away because the link arms are on, right?
Are we close?
I think so. Yeah, I think that's kind of in the middle.
Am I climbing down or are you letting
Yeah,
me down?
come down. I think that's good. I think that is made for measure. When you look at the edge of that lip compared to the edge of the chassis rail, it's the same-ish, either side. Do we get a tape measure and measure it?
I ain't that keen.
No, maybe neither. Right, that wraps it up for this episode. But hang on, don't turn it off yet because I've got something to say. We've obviously got to do a bit more on that next week to weld the sides of the axle in and put some hubs on it and brakes and whatever. But that's relatively easy. And then there's a few bits to weld up where the side's got tears in it and stuff. And then ECUs and wiring looms and exhaust can go back on, all that sort of stuff. That's a next week job. There's also some bits, like I said earlier, that we filmed yesterday, which will be in the next episode. And then probably the one after that, which will be next Thursday, we'll film it. Dan Klein is coming down to sign write the P4. Now, I've had a bit of a chat with Dan, and we're going to do like a 20 questions type thing with Dan, with the sign writing, the way he does, you know, with the brushes and the stickers and everything else he does. Obviously, sign wrote this, which ended up being like the best presented car of last year or whatever it was, smartest car or something. So he does a good job at what he does. We'll film a bit of that, which will be quite interesting. But yeah, if you've got any like relatively sensible or normal questions for Dan, then put them down below in the comments or obviously on the Facebook page when we drop the thumbnail for this episode. Anything you want to add on there or a question you might want to ask, I'll compile like 20 of those and we'll fire them over to Dan and get some answers out of him. Give him some stick along the way. But yeah, that's it. Hope you've enjoyed it and catch you in the next one.